YouTube, it's Mike. YouTube, you're watching Mike on my TV, and you're not really YouTube, although YouTube is probably my only audience member. That's me getting a message about Three Eye Atlas, because that's the topic for tonight. We're not in here to play music, we're in here to be crazy. We're in here to go, what the fuck? And it's just wake up, guys. It's just like the guy says in the video that I just watched. It's the final frontier, basically. If you think about it, okay, it's your soul. That is your ascension. That's the final boundary. That's the final frontier. That's the finality. That's the consumption factor of being alive or something. But we'll work on where we're going with this. But I want y'all to think, right, about like terrestrials and extraterrestrials, because they're not even non-terrestrials. They're all terrestrials. Or not. We don't know. We don't know. But the whole point is it's your soul. And the alien here might even come in a form of the package that looks just like my form of the package, similarly, human-like or whatever, or just human completely, with very few genetic differences for location and origination of this species. But we might find that we're just ourselves. And even if that's the case, that's what the whole point is. It doesn't matter what you find out there, whether it's a cat, a deer, a dog, a bear. Beings, particularly human beings, have a soul, and it's our ascension to another plateau of quantum living. And that's what you have to learn to do, so you can get the fuck out of here. And until you do, you still want to live in the quantum world. You just maintain this on the side, make sure you eat and exercise and sleep right and do all those things for the human body, but get in your quantum scales, and you don't know what they are yet because you haven't done it maybe. So the details of our lives are going to unfold, maybe. No, maybe they won't. Right? But if you're taking what they're telling us, what we think they might be, if we extrapolate some information from some sources of reality, understanding the cosmos is like looking at a blade of grass. Whether you look at it under a microscope or through a telescope, it's still the observational skills and understanding of a blade of grass and cellular buildup and cells and life and how the world is teeming with life. And even what we call dead life is not like dead to other people. It's not dead to me most of the time, right? So I have to qualify most other people because there are probably a couple of other people who see things as alive all the time. Like even though a piece of leather is not attached to a cow, it's still in form. It's still in the quantum of things. You can have things, and all things in quantum are alive. But I mean in the quantum, because then they become extra alive or something. I don't know, because I'm still working to get there. And I'm not trying to talk through it with you, because if I talk through it with you, we're not going to get any more information than if I try to figure it out for myself. But there is definitely... See, right now I'm taking care of myself. I turned on my heater, for example, so that my being, my body, we won't call it my being, because my being is far vaster than my body. But so my body won't be cold, so it frees up my consciousness. I keep it warm so the body's not constantly making a demand upon me. See, my body, if I'm cold, will demand, take care of getting warm. Stop worrying about whether you're quantum or not. Get me warm first. So don't neglect the body to understand your quantum state. But there's certainly things going on. I've always thought there were things going on. Don't get me wrong, right? Because I believe in the dead and the living and the dead and the spirits and the saints and the angels and the devils and the demons and all that shit. seems to be in the fabric of the quantum. But there's still quantum. I think there's a quantum in such a case that I can reach into the dead. And I think that the quantum in which state that because I reach into the dead are able to reach into me. And I don't mean my body, my life. Or these other terrestrials, right? Them, I don't know if you invite them in or don't invite them in. I don't know if they're vampires or not. I don't know if they're vampires. Based on a video I saw of Three Eye Atlas and what these transmissions were, it suggests to me that they're not quantum either, but they could be. They could be quantum easily. You know, because in the quantum state, you're not inferior to the body state. You're simply not concerned with the body state anymore once you're quantum. So why would you interfere with what the bodies are doing? You just let them figure themselves out and see who masters ascension on their own, as you did, if you were the quantum one that I'm talking to. And I assume they're in between me and the TV right now. They're standing there, right here. So, what you got to say, bitch? I don't know. We're saying it though, bitch. And he's like, you know, because there's only, and he did reach into me. He just buckled my knee. My knee just went crackle, crackle. When I twisted my leg, I did my little stance. You didn't see my legs, but I did a little leg twist thing. I think I was like, crunk. I'll tell you what. It could all be a joke. It could all be a hoax. I don't have a telescope. I've never seen Three Eye Atlas. I don't know there's a comet. I don't know that there's fragments breaking off. I don't know that there's transmissions. Now, the dude who does most of the physics for me, right, that I listen to a lot about what's going on and what he can think about how to say it in English, what he does in numbers and facts in physics. Struggling with it because, you know, I got to be on the cutting edge of everything. I'm going to go watch Crapopolis in a minute. That's how cutting edge I am. If you don't know what that is because of your locale or it's a cartoon that you can get on Hulu for one. I think it's an original to Hulu, so it's a streaming cartoon off of the Hulu streaming service. And I like it. It's funny or something. There's jokes every once in a while. It's like watching a bad stand-up routine, but stand-up is too. You gotta stay too attentive. This is like 5 minutes later. Oh, you know. So I enjoy it in my body, and in my quantum, because that's what people fail to get that. You know, just to get into people who don't want to be religious. I'm gonna start calling this all quantum. It's the quantum. Got it? Get it? Good. We're gonna use that new terminology when we're on the scientific belt. We'll talk religion. We can, talk about old Egyptian gods and Ramses and whoever else is and Hemoteps and whatever, and King Arthur and Merlin, and it really doesn't matter, we can talk about the fucking hobbits for all I fucking give a shit. But what we have here is a failure to not communicate. See, we seem to be having I suppose that's the other thing I'm here for, because I'm a contact person for Earth, duly appointed by myself. But they are communicating to us, but yet we're not telling them anything back as a collective force. And I am the say-sower of doers. I'm the soothsayer of things. Another duly appointed title. So, I'm going to soothsay them. I'm going to talk to them. Like I said, I got one right here. I got one right here in front of me. And he'll report back what I came up with. One is, give us more time. If all else fails, when you give us more time, we'll mature. Don't wipe us off because it says we're prematurely emerging, is what the video said. The thing kind of suggested, and I think she interpreted it wrong, but because like that's again our arrogance. That was her arrogance. The lady who did the interpretation. We're prematurely emerging as a species. Sure we are. No, we're not. We're fucking debunked, retarded, stupid monkeys. But we're not monkeys. We're bears. Bears that mated with parrots. And that made humans. Don't believe everything that comes out of my mouth. Okay, some of it's supposed to be like a light form of twisted comedy or dark comedy. It's supposed to make you think until you are driving your car. See what I'm saying? Until you got it down. Until you got it figured out. But we are certainly in trouble, according to the messages with the cosmos. That is a symbol of how well it rings when you hold it. And that's about how we are. That's about how we are most of the time, probably with our quantum. Interestingly enough, that was a good analogy for me. See, that's the sound it makes when you let it go free. A little rattle maybe, but you're not going to get anything from it or as much out of the symbol when you rattle it if you're holding it. Don't hold your quantum. Let your quantum go free, man. It does it at night when you're sleeping. It ain't completely and totally centered on your body when you're sleeping. So why not shoot some of it off over there and shoot some that way? Go that way. Go that way. Quantumize. And let it feel good. Just feel the universe, as they say, you know? Don't do any mantras or anything like that, or om all day long. You know, don't cross your legs, don't get in any particular fucked up positions. The position you need to be is on your feet, preferably with your hands out, your feet planted on the ground, maybe one in the river and one on the land. You can do all sorts of weird shit, but stop worrying about like positions and shit like that most of the time, because when you're quantumed, you got a quantum. My body's still got to go eat lunch, even if my quantum is over talking to Mary, or the quantum is over talking to George, you know, or Paul. See? Does that make sense? Would that make sense? Not to bind your quantum? Because that's what this sounds like, right? And a let go quantum. Now, don't let it go so bad that it detaches from your body and your body forgets to breathe. Because I said part of the obligation of the quantum is to take care of the body for as long as the body is worth having. Which is why, like, when people are in pain and dying and sick, I just want them to die. I'll be honest. If you're in pain and miserable and your life sucks and you can't do nothing anymore and you're bedridden, good God, I hope you go peacefully and go quick. Because that's a terrible way to live. But sometimes people won't let that person lose their quantum to the universe. And it's sad. Because they want them here. They're too touched. They're too attached. They're keeping the body alive. Somebody else is attacking that person, basically, in my opinion, and not letting their quantum go. I mean, if you're spent, you're spent. That's what I'm going to do with my body. I'm going to throw this thing away, and I'm going to wrap. It's a wrap. I'm going to boogie it down in the quantum. Can't stop the quantum. Which is another thing to think about when we deal with these quantum beings. They can fuck you up in ways we can't even control. That's part of the obvious. They're beyond our natural state enough, and I don't think it's with technology. I think the being we are with, knows that there's a physical body and a physical life, but also understands that there's a quantum reality and realm and world that is now going to be the plethora of what we'll talk about in kind of a, not in an atheist way. I don't want it to be like, but I don't want to exclude them in the idea of what we're trying to get to, which is discussing the soul, which I guess is, we'll mix and mingle quantum with soul so that it doesn't get lost in my long ago definition of quantum being your soul, of what we have control over of the quantum. I mean, yes, there's more quantum than I and you and this being in between me. Okay, there's the quantum in between all three of us, and it might be like a neutral spirit or a neutral diodes of cosmic quantum, because it's still energy too, but it's totally different wavelengths and manipulation of things. Like, it's the level where there is no body. You know what I'm saying? Like, the separation between there's a body here, you're there, so you're a body. I'm here, so I'm a body. So we got three going, right? We're in a row here. We got three going. But in between us is the empty space, and in the empty space is more neutral quantum, but it's neutral and unassigned. See, like me, you, and the guy that's standing here in between us, right? We have the three things for that. We're not trying to get too far explicit on lines, but we have those three people, for example, and they're not in the same quantum as the quantum that separates the three beings, because it's assigned. See, my quantum is assigned to me. It can go anywhere it wants, but it's got to come back here. It's still assigned. You see what I'm saying? Whereas, like, this space behind him and in front of him, without him hopefully hitting me in the face. Whoa, he did hit me. Maybe. Or I missed him. But I just stepped on his foot, too. Fuck him. He can get the fuck out of my house. Don't think I fucking care about this dude. He hasn't given me enough reason to care about him. He's brought himself into my house too quantumized. If he wants me to count him as more than some fucking hand motion, he'd have to introduce himself and give me his Zettelbot name and all that other shit. And then we'll get down. And it's still all Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy days, I mean, are they sending the Vogon construction fleet to make a superhighway, and they got to take out Earth to make a superhighway for a conduit? Just get off or die trying? Well, I think I gave y'all enough to not think about. So, God help us all.